Greetings, Patrick here. Have Cheetah Will View, and we are here for week number 2 of Sharks versus Schlock. I'm joined by, as always, by our special co-host Brett Kelly. What's up, Brett? Um, Bummed out that Dangerous Animals didn't do $1 million. Maybe you need a Brett in there to star in the movie. Pretty awesome, isn't it? So anyway, Sharks versus Schlock, of course, is what me and Eric from Hate Internet Eric's doing. We're doing it throughout the month of June, and we are each giving the other either a really bad shark movie because Eric loves shark movies, and he's giving me Schlock movies because he knows I like Schlock, which is true. Can't deny it. But something went weird this year. Um, Something went weird. We're supposed to be giving each other like really bad movies, and I know I'm doing my part, but Eric is sending me like entertainment. He sent me Evil Toons last week, which was a hoot, absolute hoot. This week he sent me Ghoulies 3, another absolute hoot. Just, I'm just sitting here wondering like I thought he was supposed to like get me like last year when I had to suffer through Leprechaun. Uh, uh, but this year he must have guilty conscience about that because he sent me nothing but fun movies for the first 2 weeks. Ghoulie 3 is part of a series of 4 films. The one I got came out in 1990. And it was written by John Carl Buechler, which is very, very cool. Because John Carl Buechler was a tremendous. He did special effects. He also his directing was really stellar. Is that it was funny when I looked at his record. I'm going like, man, this guy had it all. And this is not our first time with John Carl as far on our channel, because we have had him on before as a director, and whereas Ghoulie 3 is just it's fun. It's fun. It's like Creature Features meet Three Stooges. There's 3 Ghoulies, including the cat Ghoulie. They get resurrected through a spell in a comic book. They land on Glacier College with one of the teachers is Kevin McCarthy, and they proceed to wreak havoc on the college. Two fraternities happen to have a prank war, and the Ghoulies come in the middle of it, and they're the wild card, being controlled by Professor Ragnarok and Ragnar, and so they do all sorts of shenanigans. It's slapstick. The creatures are practical. There's it's very spicy. It featured Playmate of the Year Hope Marie Carlton. She came out in 1985, and she won the Playmate of the Year, I believe, that year. And yeah, she was spectacular. This also had one of the early roles of Eva LaRue, which is really when Eric said, I'm sending you this to suffer to, and I saw Eva LaRue on there, and I'm like, you're not sending me suffering for nothing because I absolutely adore Eva LaRue. And then on top of that, we got Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy has done so many cool ass movies, including probably his most well known, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I remember him not only from that movie, but the first time I saw Kevin McCarthy was in a series in the 80s called Flamingo Road, which starred Mark Harmon and Morgan Fairchild. That's because I'm old. This was a lot of fun. I sort of wish that they had done one thing with this. I wish they had kept it more slapsticky and maybe not necessarily have kills. I mean, because what I mean is like this is not a horror movie. This is just a slapstick comedy. I mean, and the cores are all. I guess all the kills are done comically too. But at the same time, I was thinking, man, could you imagine just them doing the Three Stooges thing? One upping everybody out their pranks. Um, and what's really interesting about the Ghoulies too is they all speak. They don't. They're not just making noises and stuff like that. They are actually, they communicate. They communicate. And of course, the kitty one is definitely the funniest one. Of course, what can I say? They have a cat Ghoulie. I'd like to get a figure of that. And if anybody knows if I can get a figure of a Ghoulie, a cat Ghoulie, hit me up. Um, Back to John Carl Buechler. He did a nice job here. Um, he did a really, really fun job. The movie's fast paced. It's silly. Good special effects. Uh, Took a page from Fred Olen Ray. As far as the nudity goes, there is a lot of nudity in this movie. Probably more so than Evil Toons. Of course, when you have a Playmate of the Year, you're gonna do that. Um, but John Carl Buechler it was a fine job. It was for what it was. It doesn't lack for laughs. Doesn't lack for evil guys. You get the evil villains. It's got practical jokes. The poor campus cop gets put through the ringer. I mean, so and like I said, a lot of cool effects. This is a lot of fun, and the cast, like I said before, is really cool. As far as anybody doing anything, the only people that went on that I could see for this movie with Matthew Levitreo. I know he ended up doing Jag, and of course Eva LaRue went on to do One Life to Live. Very, very, very popular character on that show. And then later on, she went on to do CSS Miami. But as far as John Carl Buechler goes, some of the things that he directed, three in a row here. He directed Friday the 13th, The New Blood. So he directed that in 1990. Or 1988, directed Friday the 13th. Then he came back and did Ghoulies Goes to College. And then he did the other show that I know and I reviewed on my channel, is that he did 3 episodes of Land of the Lost. The cult Saturday morning show by Sid and Marty Krofft. I reviewed all 3 of those on my Dollar Theater. I'll put the links down in here too, so you can check that out. So and of course we also talked about the Friday the 13th and New Blood. I could put that link down there too. We did a deep dive on that for at the Midnight Society. Overall, all in all, I enjoyed this. I thought this was a lot of fun. I was pleasantly surprised. Eric said he didn't like it. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine it not. I guess I gotta go watch his review, because it's like, how could you hate anything with Eva LaRue and Hope Marie Carlton and Kevin McCarthy? That's a pretty solid entertainment cast, if you ask me. But that's it. That's it for our review. 1990s Ghoulies 3. I don't know what's coming up next for me from him, but I know what I'm sending him next. I'm telling you, he's going to be hating. Well, he's already hating me already, because I sent him Shark Girl. I'm sure he's going to be hating me on that so much. He did not like the Malibu Shark Attack either. He was sort of like grumpy about that, and I actually meant to send that to him as a good film, but he didn't like it too much. He's certainly not going to like the last 2 I'm sending his ass. That's for sure. He's going to have to go back and rethink the 2 he's going to be sending me. No Dustin Ferguson and no Louisa Warren. I just got to remind you, those are rules. And I'm not sending you any Mark Pelodian movies, so we made a deal. So don't think about going back on it. That's it for us. For Shark vs. Schlock. We'll be back next week with a new review. I have no idea what he's sending me. Not until he sends it to me. All right. Thanks so much. If you like what you heard, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you saw any of the Ghoulie movies. Which ones did you like the best? If you want to get on Sharks vs. Schlock, drop a comment below. Say you want part of the action. Believe me, we'll be more than happy to put you down there. Me and Eric, we're pretty formidable apart, but we're sort of hoping that someone will take us up and maybe do a tag team and, the worst sharks versus the worst schlock. But if you want in on the action, let us know. All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.